Now, if you think about it, hundreds of years ago, he gets up and he tells these people, can't even read the Bible for themselves, that they are a book about God. Every one of them that was sitting there. I'm sure that there were a lot of people who didn't really understand what was happening. Of course, he got himself into quite a bit of trouble, and I think he actually had to spend some time incarcerated. But these were the type of things that he was saying in those days, that this is what's really going on. You are son of God. So our Father, which art in heaven. Our shared Father. And when Jesus put together this Lord's Prayer, a lot of people think that when he said our Father, that he was speaking, and this is the kings of old took this to themselves, that he was speaking in what's called the royal we. That he was really talking about himself and not about everybody else, but that he was the royal we. Like the kings always would say, we this, and the Pope would say it too. But he really was saying us, all of us, our Father. And so this is the thing that I think is most important for us to remember on Father's Day, is that we all share a Father. We share the Father, the Creator, Father of us all, and that Father's voice speaks to us continually, and that what we need to do is be quiet and listen. So whenever we have problems, issues, challenges, whatever you want to say, the first thing that we should do is get quiet and surrender. Many times what we do when we have these problems is we fret, we worry. And by the way, we should understand that that's just that actually is a negative prayer to do that. We start worrying about something. It's a negative prayer. What we're actually praying for then is for the bad outcome. And so we begin with surrender. And we say, I'm going to surrender to this power of God, to the power of my Father, which is within me and all around me. We begin with that attitude and work our way through some kind of a meditation where we're going to allow ourselves to hear this voice for God, which speaks softer than what the ego says. And so all the fear that comes to us, this needs to be put aside. Release, let go, not fought against, but just release, let it go, let it flow away. Even you can actually see it flowing away, visualize it flowing away. The first thing we do is not to go and call somebody and start complaining about our problem. We may want to talk to somebody, but the first thing is to get quiet, to practice. And then the board outside, it says up there, it says, someone has already done it. Done it, someone has. Or it does it, did we get all the words up there? Already done it, someone has. Someone has already done it. So it's really important to think about this. That anything that we want to do, someone has already done it. Now we actually may be on the leading edge of some kind of technology, and somebody hasn't done the specific thing that we're about to do. I don't know if anybody here is in that situation, but someone has already done something very similar to it. So we're not alone, right? Any problem that we have in our life, someone has already overcome it. So we're not alone there. So no matter what, someone has already done it. Any kind of a situation, anything that we have done in our lives that we feel guilty about, anything that we are ashamed of, someone has already done it. We are not the only ones. Someone has already, and this is like the second piece after the surrender, is to realize that anything we aspire to, anything that we are working through, anything we are ashamed of, someone else has already done it. We are sharing, and that no matter what the situation is, because that's the case, we can do it too. And how we do it is we align our will with goodwill, with God's will, with the Father's will. God's will is always for good. God's will is not for us to sacrifice our only son just to show that we'll do anything God says. That's not God's will. It's never God's will. It was a twisted idea, and you can see where it grows out of. It grows out of that whole idea of sacrifice. And so I'll just kind of wrap it up with this idea. God is never asking for a sacrifice. It is God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. This is what Jesus said. It's our Father's good kingdom to give you it is good pleasure to give you the kingdom. No sacrifice. Everything that is already given to us. And the only thing that we have to do to accept it is to release all of those other voices within us that are telling us we are not good enough, we're on the outside looking in, we're bad and we need to do something to try to get good. All of these kind of voices are interfering with what our Father has for us. So this is it. The Father, or if you like, the mother, is in the kitchen making breakfast. And oh, it smells good. All the good stuff for breakfast is being cooked right now. But we are upstairs in our bed asleep, dreaming dreams that aren't all that pleasant. And the Father is saying, hey, get up. Come on now. Here's what the Father doesn't know, really doesn't even see our suffering except that we are absent from the table. We are absent from the table. The table is set now. The meal is prepared. Everything that we have need of is spread out on the table. And the Father is saying, would you please wake up out of that dream and sit down and partake of what I have prepared for you? But many times we would rather just turn over and go back into that dream that most of the time is not that pleasant. So wake up. Wake up. Listen to your Father. That's enough.